My dream is to post videos about politics in Illinois. I don't ever want to post videos about politics. Early voting began on Monday, county-wide in person. So you will have places where you can go in person and vote early for the primary. I've been doing this kind of work for several years now, and I have to make a video because I'm getting very frustrated by some things that I'm seeing out on social media. First off, Illinois is an open primary or semi-open primary, meaning you don't declare a party ever, okay? There's no list somewhere where you're registered as a Republican or a Democrat or an independent. Places like New York State, where I grew up in, they're very strict and it's a more closed primary, meaning you can't vote in an election where you're not registered as that party. You don't have that party affiliation. Not so in Illinois. In Illinois, you don't have to register and switch parties or change parties. That's why you don't see Scott Pressler come into Illinois, okay? Because we don't have that system. Anybody can walk into the polling place during a primary and say, give me a Republican ballot. Doesn't matter how you voted before. Doesn't matter if you have 15 Democrat candidate signs on your lawn. Doesn't matter. You declare what ballot you want the day of the primary and you take it. That's one thing. So hopefully that clears things up for some people who appear to be confused. 2, it's a primary election, meaning the Republicans are voting on a choice, for example, for governor to go against Pritzker in November. So if you go in and you pull a primary ballot, you're going to see candidates, several, and the one who wins the primary is the one who will go against Pritzker in November. So if you're wondering why you don't see ads on the television, or why somebody isn't spending, or why somebody isn't showing up here, there, or wherever, it's the primary. Most Republican candidates have a very limited amount of resources, which include volunteers and funds, and there's only so much they can devote to a primary. The candidates do make themselves available, and people like me who are precinct committeemen, we're pretty much done with the primary. We've been working on this stuff since last year, since last summer. So here in Illinois, the bare minimum that you can do to help change the direction of this state is vote. You have to do more. You got to come out from behind the keyboard, come away from social media, join us out here on the ground, and start supporting and meeting the people in your local Republican organizations, because we're out there and we're doing a lot of work and we're trying to bring the candidates to you so that you can make an informed decision. Another job of precinct committeemen and volunteers in these, organizations that we're doing is to find candidates. We want to build a bench of candidates. It helps when the candidates who have been around a while and run a couple times stick around and help build the infrastructure. That's what we're going to need. Feel free to jump in anytime and run. 2027 consolidated elections are coming up. That's where you're going to see school board, park district board, library board, things like that. So keep that in mind. Do you know anyone? Going back to the primary, make a plan to vote. Pritzker and where his head is at as far as our economy, our energy prices. If you're a person my age, Gen X, and you have kids and you know that they probably won't stay here if we don't turn things around, the cost of living in this state is horrific. You walk into the polling place and you pull a Republican ballot, you've got 4 really good choices that will be 100 times better than Pritzker. Whereas if you pull a Democrat ballot, that's your only option. That's how primaries work. Hope you enjoyed my little talk about politics. See you at the polls.